Every minute, someone in the world dies from a condition that could have been prevented with a simple lifestyle change. High blood pressure, often called the silent killer, affects nearly 1 in 2 adults in the United States, and many don't even know they have it. It creeps in quietly, without warning signs, damaging the heart, brain, kidneys, and eyes before it's ever diagnosed. But what if the key to lowering your blood pressure didn't come in a pill bottle, but from your kitchen spice rack? Barbara O'Neill, a renowned natural health educator with decades of experience, believes that food truly can be your medicine. Known for her no-nonsense, back-to-basics approach to health, Barbara often reminds us that our bodies are incredibly intelligent and capable of healing when given the right tools. And sometimes, those tools are surprisingly simple. In one of her most talked-about health seminars, Barbara introduced a humble spice that has been used for centuries in traditional medicine. She claims this common ingredient can support healthy blood pressure by improving circulation and enhancing blood vessel function. And no, it's not a miracle cure, but it's something many of us already have in our homes, just waiting to be put to better use. Before we reveal what that spice is, let's take a moment to consider this. Are we overlooking some of the most powerful health remedies by ignoring what nature has already provided? In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind Barbara O'Neill's blood pressure recommendation. We'll look at the science, the success stories, and the real-life benefits of incorporating specific foods and herbs into your daily life. You'll learn which ingredients to embrace, which to avoid, and how one small change in your diet could make a major difference in your long-term health. But first, let's explore the spice that started it all. Barbara O'Neill doesn't shy away from bold flavors or bold health advice. One of her most powerful recommendations for supporting heart health is a spice that brings the heat: cayenne pepper. At first glance, cayenne pepper might seem like just another fiery addition to your favorite dish, but dig a little deeper, and you'll discover why this humble spice has been called a circulatory powerhouse in natural medicine circles. The key lies in a compound called capsaicin, which gives cayenne its signature heat and its surprising medicinal effects. Capsaicin has been studied for its ability to relax blood vessels and improve circulation. When your blood vessels relax, your blood can flow more freely, reducing pressure on your arteries and lowering your overall blood pressure. One clinical study found that capsaicin stimulates the release of nitric oxide and other vasodilators, substances that help widen blood vessels and improve blood flow. Barbara O'Neill explains it in her straightforward style. Cayenne pepper wakes up your circulation. It stimulates blood flow, and when your blood moves better, your heart doesn't have to work as hard. But here's the part most people miss. Cayenne doesn't just help your heart. It may also support digestion, reduce inflammation, and even relieve pain when used correctly. In fact, some natural health practitioners use cayenne to stop a heart attack in progress by administering it in warm water to improve blood flow and oxygen delivery almost instantly. While that application is controversial and should never replace emergency medical care, it reflects just how powerful this spice is considered in natural healing traditions. If you're new to cayenne, Barbara suggests starting small. Add a pinch to soups, stews, or salad dressings. You can also sprinkle it over roasted vegetables, or stir it into warm lemon water with a little honey for a spicy morning tonic. It's important to listen to your body and go slow. Cayenne is potent, and a little goes a long way. And of course, If you're taking blood thinners or have a sensitive stomach, talk to your healthcare provider before adding cayenne to your routine. Still, many people report noticeable improvements in their circulation, warmth in their extremities, and even lower blood pressure readings after making cayenne a regular part of their diet. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most impactful health changes don't come from a prescription, but from your pantry. If cayenne pepper gets the blood moving, garlic keeps it flowing smoothly. It's no wonder Barbara O'Neill consistently praises this pungent bulb as one of nature's most powerful heart protectors. For thousands of years, garlic has been valued not just as a flavor enhancer, but as a medicine. Ancient texts from Egypt, Greece, and China all describe garlic being used to treat heart problems and infections. Modern science now confirms what our ancestors seemed to know instinctively. Garlic can have a significant impact on cardiovascular health. So, what makes garlic so special? The magic lies in a compound called allicin, an active ingredient released when garlic is chopped or crushed. Allicin helps relax blood vessels, improve the elasticity of arteries, and enhance blood flow, all key components in lowering high blood pressure. Barbara O'Neill often tells her audience, garlic works like a natural ACE inhibitor, referring to a class of blood pressure medications. And indeed, several studies have shown that regular garlic consumption can lead to a modest, yet meaningful reduction in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. But here's where things get interesting. Garlic doesn't just work through one pathway. It also has antioxidant properties that reduce oxidative stress on the arteries, and it supports the production of nitric oxide, which further relaxes blood vessels. For people at risk of heart disease, garlic offers multiple layers of protection without the side effects often seen with pharmaceutical drugs. Barbara recommends consuming raw garlic for the best results, but understands that it's not always palatable. One option is to finely chop a clove of garlic. Let it sit for 10 minutes to activate the allicin, and then swallow it with water, just like a supplement. You can also mix it into hummus, guacamole, or a salad dressing if you prefer a gentler approach. For those who can't handle raw garlic, aged garlic supplements are a solid alternative. Research shows that aged garlic extract can still provide cardiovascular benefits, including blood pressure reduction, with fewer digestive side effects. It's also worth noting that garlic complements other dietary changes recommended for blood pressure control, such as reducing sodium, increasing potassium-rich foods, and eating more plant-based meals. Adding garlic to your daily routine is a simple, affordable, and time-tested strategy to protect your heart. And while it may not be the sole solution to managing hypertension, it's a powerful piece of the puzzle. Next time you reach for seasoning, remember, garlic isn't just there to make your food taste good. It could be quietly working to keep your blood pressure in check. If garlic is the workhorse of heart health, herbs like basil, parsley, and thyme are its quiet but powerful allies. Barbara O'Neill often reminds her listeners that healing doesn't have to come from exotic plants or expensive supplements. Sometimes, it's growing in your own backyard or sitting unused in your kitchen cupboard. Take basil, for instance. This fragrant herb isn't just for topping off pasta. It contains a compound called eugenol, which acts as a natural calcium channel blocker, helping blood vessels relax and promoting lower blood pressure. Similar to how some blood pressure medications work, eugenol helps prevent the constriction of arteries, keeping your blood flowing smoothly. In a 2016 study, Extracts of basil showed a mild but measurable blood pressure-lowering effect in animals. While more research is needed in humans, Barbara O'Neill suggests that consistent, moderate use of herbs like basil in cooking can contribute to long-term cardiovascular wellness. Then there's parsley, often overlooked as a garnish, yet full of surprising benefits. Rich in flavonoids, vitamin C, and carotenoids, parsley supports blood vessel health and reduces inflammation. Its natural diuretic effect may also help the body eliminate excess sodium and water. Two key culprits in high blood pressure. And don't forget thyme, which contains rosmarinic acid, a compound with both anti-inflammatory and anti-hypertensive properties. Barbara notes that thyme tea, in particular, can be soothing and therapeutic for the cardiovascular system. But here's the part most people miss. It's not just about what these herbs do individually. It's how they can replace harmful ingredients in your diet. When you season your food with flavorful herbs, you naturally reduce your need for salt, a major driver of high blood pressure. In Barbara's words, the more you flavor your food with healing herbs, the less you'll rely on the things that hurt your heart. So how do you use them? Basil: add fresh leaves to salads, stir them into soups, or make a homemade pesto with garlic and olive oil. Parsley: mix into grain bowls, sprinkle over roasted vegetables, or blend into smoothies for a bright, fresh flavor. Thyme: brew into herbal tea, add to bean dishes, or use as a seasoning for fish and poultry. Barbara often encourages people to grow these herbs at home, even in a sunny window box. Not only does this give you access to fresh, nutrient-rich plants, but it also reconnects you with your food in a deeply healing way. With just a few sprigs a day, you're not only elevating your meals, you're actively protecting your heart. One bite at a time. Barbara O'Neill has always been clear about one thing. No single food or herb can do the heavy lifting alone. While spices like cayenne and garlic can support your heart, it's the overall lifestyle that creates lasting health. She often says, you can't out-supplement a bad diet, and you can't medicate your way out of poor lifestyle choices. High blood pressure doesn't develop overnight. It's the result of years, sometimes decades, of poor dietary habits, chronic stress, lack of movement, and insufficient rest. To truly reverse or manage hypertension, we need to look at the whole picture. Let's start with diet. Barbara O'Neill strongly promotes a plant-based, whole food diet rich in fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. These foods are naturally high in fiber, antioxidants, potassium, and magnesium, all essential for regulating blood pressure. They also reduce inflammation and help clear out the arteries over time. On the flip side, Barbara warns against processed foods, added sugars, refined carbs, and especially excess sodium. One of her top recommendations is to cook more at home, where you can control the ingredients. She often points out that a single processed meal can contain more salt than your body needs in 2 days. But here's the part most people overlook. Diet is just one leg of the stool. The other two, movement and stress management. Regular exercise, even something as simple as walking 30 minutes a day, can dramatically lower blood pressure. It strengthens the heart, improves circulation, and helps maintain a healthy weight. Barbara encourages her followers to get outside, breathe deeply, and move in ways that feel good, not punishing or extreme. Then there's stress, the invisible factor that quietly raises blood pressure and wreaks havoc on the nervous system. Barbara often quotes the proverb, "Worry is a misuse of the imagination." She teaches deep breathing, stretching, prayer, and quiet reflection as powerful tools for calming the body and mind. And don't forget about sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation can contribute to high blood pressure by keeping the body in a constant state of fight or flight. Barbara recommends establishing a consistent bedtime routine, avoiding screens at night, and creating a dark, cool, peaceful environment for rest. Finally, she emphasizes hydration. The body runs on water, not soda, she says. Drinking enough clean water throughout the day helps the kidneys flush excess sodium, supports cellular function, and prevents blood from becoming too thick or sluggish. In short, Barbara O'Neill's prescription for health isn't complicated, but it does require consistency. It's not about doing one thing perfectly. It's about doing many small things daily that add up to a stronger heart, lower blood pressure, and a longer, healthier life. Sometimes, the most powerful evidence isn't found in a medical journal. It's in the lives of real people who made real changes and saw real results. Barbara O'Neill has met thousands of individuals on their journey toward better health. Many arrive at her seminars skeptical, tired, and burdened by years of medications and unanswered questions. But some leave with a new sense of hope and, more importantly, measurable results. Take the story of Margaret, a 68-year-old retiree who had been struggling with high blood pressure for nearly a decade. Despite taking 2 different medications, her blood pressure remained stubbornly elevated, and the side effects, fatigue, dizziness, and frequent headaches, were affecting her quality of life. Margaret attended one of Barbara's health retreats and was introduced to a different way of thinking. With guidance, she began incorporating garlic and cayenne pepper into her meals, switched from boxed dinners to home-cooked, plant-based meals, and started walking each morning for just 20 minutes. She also practiced deep breathing every evening before bed. Within 3 months, Margaret's doctor noticed a dramatic change. Her blood pressure readings had dropped by over 15 points, and she was able to reduce her medication dosage. More importantly, she felt energized, mentally clear, and optimistic, something she hadn't felt in years. Then there's Alan, a 72-year-old former smoker and meat lover who had always dismissed natural remedies as hippie stuff, but after a minor stroke left him shaken. Alan decided to try something different. He followed Barbara's advice to replace processed meats with legumes and vegetables, added thyme and basil to his cooking, and swapped his nightly beer for a cup of herbal tea. Over time, Alan not only lost weight, but saw his blood pressure stabilize. His doctor was surprised, especially considering Alan hadn't added any new medications. Food really is medicine, Alan told a friend later. I just didn't believe it until I saw it in my own body. But here's the part that's most important. These stories aren't about magic fixes. Margaret and Alan didn't just sprinkle herbs on unhealthy meals or rely on one supplement. They embraced a whole life shift, focusing on real food, movement, rest, and intentional living. That's the foundation Barbara O'Neill builds all her teachings on. What these stories show is not just the potential of natural remedies, but the power of personal responsibility. When people understand how their everyday choices impact their health, they can take back control and often see changes faster than they ever expected. These aren't isolated cases. Around the world, countless individuals are quietly transforming their health by reconnecting with nature, respecting their bodies, and following the simple, profound principles that Barbara O'Neill has shared for decades. Your story could be next when it comes to natural remedies like cayenne, garlic, And herbs. One of the biggest obstacles people face isn't availability. It's skepticism. Barbara O'Neill has heard it all. If it really worked, my doctor would have told me. Or, how can something from the kitchen fix a medical problem? These questions are fair and important, but they often stem from misunderstandings, not facts. Let's tackle one of the most common myths. First, natural remedies are unproven and dangerous. The truth is, many plant-based treatments have been scientifically studied, sometimes more rigorously than over-the-counter supplements. For example, garlic has been the subject of dozens of clinical trials demonstrating its effect on lowering blood pressure. Capsaicin, the active compound in cayenne pepper, is used in topical creams and studied for its cardiovascular impact. The problem is expectations. We've been conditioned to think in terms of fast results. A pill works overnight, but herbs and lifestyle changes require patience. They work gradually, supporting the body's own healing systems rather than overriding them. Barbara often says, nature works with the body, not against it. But it needs your participation. Another common belief is that if something is natural, it must be safe for everyone. Not quite. Natural doesn't always mean harmless. Garlic can thin the blood. Cayenne may irritate sensitive stomachs. That's why Barbara encourages everyone to start small, listen to their body, and most importantly, talk to their doctor, especially if they're on medication. Natural remedies should complement, not conflict with, medical care. Here's the part most people miss. Conventional medicine and natural healing don't have to be enemies. In fact, they can work beautifully together. Medications may be necessary in certain cases, especially in emergencies. But for long-term management and prevention, lifestyle is key. This is where natural remedies shine when used consistently and thoughtfully. Another misconception is that changing your diet is too hard or too expensive. But as Barbara often demonstrates, many of her recommended foods like garlic, cayenne, lentils, and leafy greens are among the most affordable ingredients in any grocery store. And the truth is, investing a little time in cooking from scratch can save a lifetime of medical costs down the road. There's also the emotional side. Many people feel overwhelmed, discouraged, or ashamed of their health problems. Barbara is known for her gentle reassurance. You are not broken. You just need to remove the obstacles and give your body the conditions it needs to heal. In the end, natural healing is not about rejecting science. It's about reclaiming common sense. It's about asking, what can I do today, with what I have, to support my own well-being? Once people understand this, the resistance starts to melt away, and a new, empowered mindset begins to take root. Let's take a moment to reflect. What started as a simple question, can a spice really lower blood pressure, has taken us on a deeper journey. We've uncovered how cayenne pepper, garlic, basil, and other natural ingredients, as taught by Barbara O'Neill, can play powerful roles in protecting the heart and supporting healthy blood flow. We've seen that these aren't fringe ideas, they're backed by science, history, and most importantly, real-life success. But here's the real takeaway: improving your health isn't about finding the one magic food or miracle remedy. It's about understanding how all the pieces work together. Your diet, your stress levels, your movement, your rest. Each one is like a spoke on a wheel. When they're all aligned, your health rolls forward with strength and balance. Barbara O'Neill reminds us that our bodies are designed to heal. They respond to what we feed them physically, emotionally, spiritually. When we give them what they need, we're not just managing symptoms, we're building resilience. So, what now? Look around your kitchen. Are there ingredients that could become allies instead of afterthoughts? Could your spice rack be a source of healing, rather than just flavor? You don't need to change everything overnight. Start by adding a little cayenne to your soup. Try a clove of garlic with your dinner. Brew a cup of thyme tea in the evening. These small changes, done consistently, can lead to big results over time. And don't go it alone. Share this knowledge with your loved ones. Talk to your doctor about integrating natural approaches into your care plan. Encourage your family to cook together, walk together, and learn together. Health isn't a solo mission. It's a community journey. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing for more practical, natural health tips. Leave a comment below, what remedy have you tried that made a difference? Or, what's one small change you're going to start today? Your story could inspire someone else to begin theirs. And above all, remember Barbara O'Neill's guiding message. You are not at the mercy of your diagnosis. You have choices. You have tools. You have hope. Let your next meal be your medicine, and your next choice be one that brings life.